Hey guys, it's Doc. Welcome to the MR2 review. Today I'll be joined by ReL, who is a MR2 main in Australia. So, ReL, when you started playing MT, was the MR2 your first car?
I started playing Maxi around 2014, 2015, basically like 6 years ago now, like when I was in high school. The MR2 wasn't really the first car I used. It was actually the Nissan 370Z, the Z34, which was the first car I ever used in the game. It's actually a decent car for that. It slides a lot and such, but overall, a okay, decent car. Back then, I didn't really care about how things handled, really. I didn't have a thought about how the MR2 handled or who even used it at the time, because to be fair, no one even used the car. So at the time of using the car, I realized how much better it felt using compared to the Z34. The car itself is so grippy. It handles so well compared to the other cars. Trying to do TA, was really blown away how the car performed it, especially in Hakone. It handled way too good. The fact the car is like a mid-engine car, it's really light too, and it's so grippy. The way you turn the car just goes, how other cars turn, you just end up sliding around the corner. With the MR2, you just end up diving straight into the corner, and you don't even end up sliding, you just like turn in and out from it.
I think I tried the MR2 when MT6 first released here in Singapore from Sammy. I think you know him because he also drives the MR2. He created his MR2 from a full tune ticket, if I remember correctly. Back then, I think I was quite curious as to how the MR2 handled. He was telling me how good and grippy it was. So I did, and I played on Hakone, but I forgot specifically which game mode. But definitely my first impression of the MR2 was that it was really grippy. And since you use the MR2 quite often in the Sydney scene, as seen in your videos, how do you think it performs in battle?
The car for battles is okay. Like, the lightness of the car just ends up getting pushed around most times, especially against heavy cars like the Evo 9, R32s, R34s. There is a lot of bandwagon cars in Australia. If you haven't noticed how the Sydney scene is, or even like Australia in general, so many people use the Evo 9. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, tell me about it. The same applies here in Singapore. I think I kind of went on a small rant in the previous review, the Yunus Cosmo review. Yeah, but anyways, I do agree on the point where you made that the MR2 gets pushed around quite a bit by heavy cars, be it the Evo 9, R32, R34s. For my case, I drive the GVB, which is also a really heavy car. So whenever Sammy battles me with his MR2, he'd always be struggling to pass, which I kind of feel bad whenever he takes the L because of it being light. But other than the MR2's weight, do you think there's anything else that the MR2 lacks in?
With the MR2, if you end up hitting the wall or even tapping a wall, you lose quite a bit of speed, like every car really, but trying to get back up to speed isn't really the best. It's actually really slow. It's practically the only downside for the car in general, but apart from that, I can't really say much about it how it is now today, because I'm way too used to like the old physics back in NT5.
I guess that's understandable, especially since there's the new bounce physics in MT6. But anyway, since you've mained the MR2 for almost 5 years now, would you recommend others to get the MR2?
I really would recommend this car. it's actually really good. Even for MT6 today, battling with the car is actually pretty fun with everyone. Even with my friends, they're like surprised how the car handles. When I get people to borrow my car, or when people actually use the MR2, they're just really surprised how it handled. If you're after for dress ups, 80 to 90% of the dress ups are really good. There's actually 2 error kits that actually has a roof scoop. And prove me wrong, but roof scoops are cool. I'm pretty sure it's the only car that actually has a roof scoop. I think there is an Evo, but honestly, it's just like a bolt-on roof scoop. With the MR2 roof scoop, it's like literally attached from the back window all the way up to the engine. And it's like, I used that dress-up kit at one point. I never looked back before until I practically matured a bit. Dress-ups in MT6 is actually pretty decent. Like, even one of the new ones I sold to Aero I believe. When I first got it, it actually looked really cool, and I actually used that for quite a while before returning to my old setup. The general setup I use now is just Aero B, which really it's actually pretty cool. Even with the MR2, there was a TRD kit in like the previous versions, but MT6 they removed it. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring that back in the next version of the game, which I'm really looking forward to. Generally a good car, apart from battling, which honestly it depends how you drive the car. For me, I'm really good with it battling. Like if you've seen other tournament videos I made in the past 2 years, you can see how much bad luck I have with using other cars that's not an MR2. Honestly, we need more MR2s. I don't want this car to be underrated. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm still the only person in Australia who's using the MR2 now. There's a couple of people outside of Australia that I know are using the MR2, especially with the people you're playing with also. Sammy, you believe? Yeah, Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy kinda means the MR2 now. I think he switches back and forth from his R32 and MR2 every now and then. I think as of making this review, he's currently using his R32. I mean, I don't really blame him for switching to the R32. I think he feels kind of sian from not being able to do things that the R32 can do. But don't worry, I think he'll definitely come back to the MR2 side again. And oh yeah, before I forget, I think there's Nemu. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. But he's a MR2 main from Indonesia. You've probably heard of him, but I think you kind of missed him out.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I would like to thank you, Doc, for having me here. If you guys don't know who I am, just have a look over my channel over at ReL Gaming. I do coverage for a tournament in Australia, mostly in Sydney area, really, because I don't have the money or the time to travel outside at the moment. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely put your channel link in the description. So if you guys haven't already subscribed or seen ReL's content, then I think this would be a good opportunity to check him out after this review. But yeah, and to ReL, if you're watching this review, I can't stress enough how grateful I am for you taking your time out of your busy schedule to get involved with this review. Never in my wildest dreams would I have expected to do some sort of a collab with you. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, because why not, right? Well, that's about it for the MR2 review, I guess. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next review/video. Goodbye.